Day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching The Big Bang Theory. This is the 7th episode of the 6th season. Hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you'd like to watch today's full episode, it is available for the link in the description below. Just click on it, put the password in, and enjoy. So last episode, Howard was back to Howard's normal self. Love it. Yes, he wasn't talking about space anymore. He's back in his normal appearance, you know. Checker top, same matchy coloured pants, you know, cracking his jokes, Stephen Hawking style. And I actually thought he had a funny episode. I really did enjoy it. And back to his best, let's just say that. Now, Sheldon obviously was playing a game on his iPad with Stephen Hawking, who's his friend, and he was stuck in a predicament whether to let him win or not after finding out he was a sole loser from Howard, and he felt like he upset him, and it was taking him so long to obviously respond and play the game that he actually threw the game. And then he got a phone call at the end of the episode getting ribbed and laughed at by Stephen Hawking, saying that basically what's the difference between Sheldon and a black hole? Nothing. They both suck. You know what I mean? He was laughing and Leonard was absolutely loving it. Also, we're seeing that Penny, she's decided to go back to college, which is good, great for her. Hopefully she goes and succeeds and passes. Now, Leonard took the time while she was sleeping to sneak in and read her work, and obviously changed all of it. He didn't like what she'd done and thought that she was going to fail, and she had the argument with him, and she was saying, I need to do this on my own. If it's good, if it's bad, who cares? It's my decision, it's my choice. I have to rock and do this myself, and I firmly believe that. I'll stand by that. I'm with you, Penny, for that one. But she actually rubbed it in his face that she got B-, but we didn't actually know until the end that she had help from Bernadette and, you know, an Amy. But let's just say, you know, she's on the right track, she's in the right mindset, and she wants to go and achieve it. And that's all you can ask for in the early stages of going back to education, isn't it? So hopefully she succeeds and passes. I'd love to see a graduation episode. Thanks for checking out today's episode. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you do, please smash like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, let's jump into today's episode.
I'm Dr. Sheldon Cooper. Welcome to Sheldon Cooper Presents Fun with Flags. I'd like to announce the winner of our Design Your Own Flag competition. The only entry was from Gamey Gamer 75, and I know that was a JPEG of your buttocks. Now this week, we have a very special episode where we explore the flags of the popular entertainment franchise Star Trek. And to help me, I'm pleased to introduce Will Wheaton.
Hey, Sheldon, thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Cut. Will, that was a little wooden. And action.
My friend, Will Wheaton.
Hi, Sheldon. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here. This is the flag of the United Federation of Planets. Now, what's interesting about this
Cut.
flag...
It's called Fun with Flags. Nobody died. Let's try and keep it upbeat. This is my first time directing. I just want it to be good.
So do I.
Great. So this time, let's try more real boy, less Pinocchio. Everybody's having fun. And action.
So, Will.
This is an exciting one. This is the flag of the United Federation of Planets.
Cut. Was overacting on purpose.
Really? That reminded me of a young William Shatner.
I'm really happy to do this for you, but not if she's going to be a huge pain in the ass the whole time.
You're gonna let him speak to me like that?
This is a sticky wicket.
I don't care for your friend. He's being rude to me. You need to ask him to leave.
Amy, I can't just ask Will Wheaton to leave. He's a minor celebrity.
Fine, then maybe I should go.
Could you? That would solve everything. See you at dinner tonight?
You sure you wouldn't rather have dinner with your friend Will Wheaton?
Come to think of it, I would.
The thing is, though, Amy did ruin that segment. For a minor web TV show like he's got, that you had basically like one viewer, pulling in somebody like Will Wheaton, whoever he's a minor celebrity, and once you explain who he is, people recognise him. It's a big pull. You know what I mean? It's like basically if I pulled in Will Wheaton here to watch this, you know, you'd be like, wow, that's decent. You'd probably get more views than normally. So he actually wasn't doing anything bad as well. Sheldon's the more robotic talker out of them, and she's obviously cutting in and ruining it. Let's be honest. Like, I like Amy, but she was obviously interfering in that section. Even if he was bad, you keep it in there because you've got a star on the show, you know, for a guest appearance. And, you know, Sheldon, again, can't really read the room. She didn't want him to kick her out, didn't want him to have dinner with him. But, you know, as soon as you dangle it, that carrot, he's going to grab it. He doesn't understand it.
Every time we eat dinner here, your mother refuses to let me help with the dishes.
Oh, don't take it personally. She likes doing them by herself so she can lick the plates with no one looking.
I don't understand why you keep your stuff here when there's plenty of room at home.
What are you talking about? All I have here is a few sweaters, books, bank stuff, computers, mail, collectibles, medicine, and my electric body groomer. It's kind of late. Why don't we just spend the night here?
Because we don't live here.
I know.
Do you? You said when you got back from space you were gonna move into my apartment, but half the time we stay here.
Howard, I'm doing laundry. You want me to put anything in for you?
There's some underwear in the hamper! How about this weekend, I'll box up all my things and move them to our place.
Hey, look who's out after dark, like a big boy.
I was out raising heck with Mr. Will Wheaton.
I thought you had plans with Amy.
Yeah, I did. But then Will called Amy a pain in the ASS.
Hold on, Will and Amy had an argument?
Yes, quite the kerfuffle.
Then Amy got mad and left?
Yeah, you walked right out the door.
And you...
We enjoyed a delightful dinner at a reasonable price.
Buddy, I think Amy might be upset. Because your friend was rude to her, and then you went to dinner with him. Trust me, call her.
It's a shame you didn't go to dinner with us. Because the buffet you're about to enjoy only serves humble pie. He'll appreciate this. Leonard has some ridiculous notion that you're mad at me. You tell him you're not mad at me.
I'm mad at you, Sheldon.
Oh. Eat one of your Luna bars.
Your friend insulted me and you didn't do anything.
Precisely. I didn't do anything.
Sheldon, I'm your girlfriend and you should have taken my side.
Wow. Amy's mad, and Leonard was right. What a weird day.
Sorry this took so long, but you used to work here, you know how it is.
Kitchen slammed again?
No, I'm a terrible waitress.
Tomorrow might not be great.
What's your excuse this time?
No excuse. It's just, you know, I'm Jewish, and technically we're not supposed to drive or carry anything on the Sabbath, so this one's on God.
You promised you'd move.
And I will.
Yeah, right.
I will. I'm obviously not going to live in my mother's house for the rest of my life. I'm not a child.
Bernadette, listen to me. He is never gonna leave.
Starting to think you're right.
All right. I've had enough of this. I'm a grown man. I have a successful career. I mean, for the love of God, I've been to space. I will move out when I'm ready, and I don't need anyone badgering me into it. That was just for her benefit. I'll move tomorrow. I love you. Don't leave.
Amy? Amy? Angry Amy? I've been thinking about what happened, and I hope this gift will make things better.
Star Trek DVDs?
Not being familiar with Will Wheaton's body of work, there was no way for you to know you were being rude to a national treasure. The new Enterprise heads out on its maiden voyage to contact the bandy people of Deneb 4. Enter Wesley Crusher, played by my buddy. She's hooked.
An end of an era.
Boy, these walls could talk.
He'd say, why does he touch himself so much?
Yeah.
No denying. No denying.
I can't believe I'm not gonna live here anymore.
5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade. Hey, I'm gonna start loading this stuff into the truck.
Yeah, I guess. Hey, could you do me a favor? Go on ahead. I just want one last moment alone in my old room.
The thing is though, like, just before he moves into her apartment, like, once you move in with somebody, you got to take your stuff, like he's doing there. And, like, the only acceptable thing for Bernadette to do is make some compromises to let him put his things around. Like, he likes having a lot of cheetah printy stuff, it looked like, in his bedroom, to be honest, and a lot of silk, and he has his lightsabers up, and, you know, obviously he's like a gamer, and he loves his Star Trek and Star Wars and stuff. He's probably got models and mannequins and that, and you know, you can't just be like, you've moved into my apartment, stick everything of yours in the closet. It can't be like that, can it? You know, she has to let him have it out there. And that's where her adaptation, her, like, getting used to somebody else moving in has got to come. Because obviously he's doing it for her, well, for them. They're getting married, well, been married, and obviously he's got to move in. But she can't just disregard all these interesting things because she's the one that's obviously, I wouldn't say forcing him, that's not the correct word, but she's the one that's leading the charge to obviously live together.
What brings you in?
Penny, if you wouldn't mind, I'd like to have a conversation about girls.
Finally getting fuzz in weird places?
Penny, please. I'm on the horns of a relationship dilemma. A rough day. I usually go chamomile tea, but I don't think that's gonna cut it.
You could have a Long Island iced tea.
Would that calm my nerves?
A little bit.
It's calmed the pants off me a couple times.
Someday scientists will discover that second X chromosome contains nothing but nonsense and twaddle. The core problem is that Amy and Will do not like each other, which is baffling because they're both crazy about me.
Hey, you can't make people like each other.
Not true. Leonard made me like you. Ooh.
Two of them, he's going to be steaming in there. Oh, he's chugging it.
You might want to pace yourself.
I drink tea all the time. I think I know what I'm doing.
Look,
Got
Sheldon,
another.
your problem is not Will Wheaton, okay? Your problem is the way you treated Amy. Come on, someone insulted your girlfriend, you just let him do it? Thought you Texas guys stood up for your woman.
Amy deserves better. You know, when we buy the Planters Deluxe mix, she eats all the Brazil nuts, so I don't have to look at them. I'm a callous egomaniac. She's gonna leave me.
Wait, he's chugging them.
You are now the only woman in my life who I'll see naked in the bathroom. She was just so sad all the time. I was the only person who could cheer her up. Well, me and Ben and Jerry. When I first got into magic, I would do little shows for her. Partway through the act, I would say I needed a volunteer from the audience. I can still remember the way she'd smile. For a few minutes, she'd forget how lonely she was.
Ah, crap, let's go. Grab a box, we'll sleep at your mother's place tonight. No husband of mine is gonna break his mother's heart!
Will Wheaton! Will Wheaton! Well, how many was that?
Hey, Sheldon, what's up? Have you been drinking?
Just tea. Best tea I've ever had. You insulted my woman. I'm here to defend her honor. Now, prepare yourself for what may come. My fists are not up here because I'm milking a giant invisible cow. They're up to beat an apology out of you.
Sorry.
Well, that was a long bus ride for not very much.
Are you okay?
I'm Dr. Sheldon Cooper. Welcome to Sheldon Cooper Presents Fun with Flags. Get ready for a very special episode where we explore the flags of the popular entertainment franchise Star Trek. And to help us,
Well, we've got some interesting flags for you.
This guy is worse than Will Wheaton.
I don't know what she's talking about, but I'm obligated to agree with her. She's my girlfriend.
I hear you, brother. I still get lunch, right?
See, like, you would be fuming, wouldn't you, if you were Sheldon? Again, in those situations, regardless of how good or how bad they are, having a star on the show, whether they're big-time celebrity or minor, it's just beneficial for you, isn't it? And you just let it rock and roll. I'd be like, look, Amy, just let him go, let him do his thing, and if he's bad, we'll just chop them scenes out. Yeah, no dramas, you know what I mean? Let's just rock and, no, plow through it, and we're done. Now, he didn't stand up for her. It's tough, really, because in that situation, Will Wheaton did kind of fall out with Amy, and that obviously he did kind of insult her. Not majorly, but he made her feel upset. So, like, Sheldon should stand in and say, look, it's not really that nice, really, to upset my girlfriend like that. I really do think that you should say sorry. But on the other hand as well, like, Amy was the one instigating it, and I'm not saying she deserved it, but, like, if she wasn't always butting in and passing comments, she wouldn't have received one back. So I understand where Sheldon's logic was coming from. He's like, look, she's saying this, she's my girlfriend, you're saying that, you're my friend, I don't really know where to go. But at the end of the day, like he's saying, it's his girlfriend. Well, he learnt it at the end of the episode, and you've got to always side by her. And it's like, the same old saying that I always say, happy wife, happy life. Now, it's the same concept with girlfriend. As long as they're happy, you're happy. You're not going to get it in your ear. You know what I mean? You're not going to be the one that's left out sleeping on the couch. You're not, the one that's going to be ignored for the next week. As long as they're happy, you're happy. And she should just, to be honest, I actually enjoyed how much she was committed the first time we done Fun with Flags. She had all the costumes in. She was in there. She was going for it. She was loving it. And you know what? I like the bit of continuity with the segment. I never actually thought we'd ever see it again, but we actually have done. I don't even know if it's this or last season, but it's just good to see it again. I actually really thought it was good. And also, Howard All episode was trying to move back in. To move in with Bernadette, and he was kind of making up excuses, going slow, doing this, doing that. But at the end of the day, he packed up his things and he'd gone. Now, do you think that sitting down and doing that sob story was intentionally his plan so that it made her feel bad to send him back home, if that makes sense? Or do you reckon that it was just him genuinely missing his mum that quick already? That's going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I feel like we didn't even see Raj in today's episode at all. Now, I know he was in it, just in the bedroom scene where he was packing up his stuff. But apart from that, I don't even think he had any other lines. Now, Will Wheaton, he is a good guest. I like the fact how we've used him. When he was first introduced, he was the nemesis of Sheldon, but now he's his friend, and I actually like how he is his friend. It's much better that way. We can use him a lot more with Stuart as well. Do you know what I mean? And it was good that he offered to do the appearance on his show, to be honest. And now, obviously, at the end of the episode, he had the other guy. Now, I'm sure that was the guy that come from Twitter. If not, I can't remember. But 2 appearances in 2 shows. You know, Sheldon's doing well. I wonder if his audience has increased. But, you know, Howard, he's moved in with Bernadette. You know, he's took all his stuff. He's actually sat down. He's reminiscing. It's hard. It is hard. You know, have you ever moved out of your first place or your only place and moved into somewhere else? It just feels alienated, doesn't it? Like, you know, nobody can really explain the feeling of something that just feels like home. You know what I mean? So, like, you could have lived in an apartment all your life, 30 years, for example, and then moved out and gone into another one. And when you walk in it might have all your stuff, all the brand new stuff, all your old stuff. It could have everything that you've ever owned. But once you go in there, it doesn't feel like it's yours. You could be in a bedroom full of the same old gear, but it just doesn't feel right. It's just the aura and the feeling of being somewhere that it just feels right. And obviously, that's why I feel like he feels pressurised to move out of his mum's. Now, obviously, if you're getting married, then common sense and all eyes would point to living with your partner. You know, like, do you know many married couples that live in 2 different houses? I don't. I know that they kind of rushed the wedding through because he was going up into space, but at the end of the day, they do need to live together. Moving in her apartment is the way to go because obviously that's his mum's house. But the adjustment period is kind of hard. It should be maybe stay over there a few days a week, a bit more, and the slow burning process into it. But his mum, she's there. That's his big drawback. It's his big claw. You know what I mean? Like, I know people that still live at home now because the parents are kind of old and they know that they need them to be around. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of the similar situation. They don't want to move away because they're old and vulnerable, / obviously they're going to be lonely, and they're the ones that are always keeping him company and active and going. And you know, he's been around his mum all his life. She's been his like wall to lean on, his support bracket, always been there for everything that he's done, took care of him, wiped his ass basically. You know, you can see that, always making his food, cleaning his clothes, going shopping, taking him dentist. And you know, the adjustment period for somebody like that who's absolutely been mothered and smothered is going to be way worse than somebody who's actually moved out at like 16 and been fending for themselves, you know. So it is, you know, I do respect the fact that she said they can go back to the apartment and stay there tonight. I do think that, you know, maybe at the end of the season or next that they should be fully living together, but she needs to understand that it is going to be a slow process, isn't it? I also would like to see some of his stuff up in the apartment. And I personally, even though I don't have anything like Star Wars-y stuff around, think the lightsabers above his bed was actually cool. I actually thought they looked really good, and I'd like to see them put up in hers somewhere. And also, speaking about like things being put up, I want to see more of that Amy and Penny painting. Where is that in her apartment? I hope that we see it again sometime, because I actually thought it was great. Thanks for checking out today's episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please smash a like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.